We're here to discuss the world automotive industry with Carlos Ghosn, the Chief Executive Officer of Renault SA and of Nissan Motor. Thank you, Mr. Ghosn, for being with TheStreet.com. Right over your right shoulder, is a yellow pickup truck, which is the new Nissan Titan. Can you discuss it a little bit, why Nissan wanted to make this Titan and what was the rationale for creating this truck?
Well, first, because we see a very big opportunity for Nissan. Today, the large pickup truck segment in the United States represents 2 million cars sold. We are a very, very small part of it. We have about 1% of this market. We have already made the investments for large pickup truck. The first Titan has seen a massive investment made by Nissan. So for us, coming with an attractive product in terms of design, robust product in terms of quality, with engines, diesel engines, which represent some kind of new offer on the market, was the right thing to do, because obviously we had to make some investment, but it's a complementary investment compared to what we have done so far. The plant is ready, the engines are here. We had a good partnership with Cummins. It should be good news, not only in terms of growth of sales, but also in terms of profit.
Can you talk a little bit about the opportunities globally? This has been a very, very good year for the car market in the United States, the 5th straight year of expansion. Can you talk a little bit about outside the United States, what you see?
2015 is going to be a year of growth in the US, even though moderate. We are a little bit prudent on the US. We see the market at 16.7 million. But it's going to also be a year of growth in China, moderate growth, moderate with the China standard, which means 6-7% in China is moderate. We think the recovery in Europe should continue, even though also at a very slow pace, about 2%. India should recover. We see continued growth in countries like Africa, Southeast of Asia. Now, the hard spots are going to be Japan, where the market is going to decline. We think Russia also is going to see a declining market. And Brazil, at best, would be stable, but stable compared to a very mediocre year, 2014. Overall, the industry should be growing at a reasonable pace. We're talking about 2% of growth in 2015, which is okay.
Russia has become a real trouble spot for the world because of political problems and now because of petroleum problems. How do you see this playing out, generally speaking, for Russia and specifically for Nissan and Renault, which have a big investment there?
Well, the short term is going to be tough for everybody. The short term is going to be tough for the economy in Russia. It's going to be tough for all car makers, because obviously when the market shrinks, it's bad news for everybody. This being said, this is also an opportunity which is going to make the difference between the car makers that are going to be able to compete in Russia in the future and those who can't compete in Russia. The fact that the market is shrinking and the ruble is collapsing, making car makers wanting to be as local as possible, which is our case. That means obviously we have the Lada brand, which is significantly local. And Renault and Nissan have one big advantage on most of the competitors, is we have localized production before anybody else. So when the ruble goes down, it's bad news for everybody, but it's much worse for competition. So we're preparing ourselves to gain market share. And obviously we're going to struggle like anybody else on the Russian market, but at least when we see the end of the tunnel, we'll be much stronger.
Can you talk a little bit about Infiniti? This is a brand which is very important to Nissan and in the United States, of course, and also on a worldwide basis. What is happening to the Infiniti brand, and what do you see happening in the next year that American consumers can watch for?
Yeah, well, 2015 is going to be a year of growth for Infiniti in the United States, but also in China, because we have now a very clear strategy. We are clarifying also what the brand is about. We have a lot of products coming. Also we have our cooperation with Daimler, which is helping us really accelerating the progress of the brand, using platforms in common, building plans together. So all of this is really feeding into our strategy for Infiniti. We are far from where we want to be. Today, Infiniti represents maybe at best 3% of the global premium market. Our goal is to go to 10%. It's going to take some time, but we're going to go progressively there. We're hiring a lot of people. We're staffing Infiniti with a lot of talent. We really think this is a great opportunity for Nissan. Today, the contribution of Infiniti to Nissan bottom line and growth is relatively small. When we look at what other car makers are doing with their premium brands, we have a big margin of improvement.
This morning, General Motors announced something called the Bolt, which is a new electric car that has a 200-mile range. I know that you've been talking about the future of the electric car for Leaf and what's going to happen there. How does Nissan respond to this?
Look, first, as you said, Leaf is the most sold electric car in the world, the most sold electric car in the United States. Sales of Leaf in 2014 has grown 30% compared to the year before. So obviously we would like to see much bigger numbers, but for the moment, it's steady, it's growing, and we're taking the leadership position. Obviously, this is going to be supported. That means we want to support this growth from one side by the development of infrastructure, but from the other side by making our product much more competitive. More autonomy with the next generation of battery coming, and obviously lower cost. So I'm not surprised that competition is coming with 200 miles batteries. We think that the next generation of cars coming from Nissan is going to be at a much higher range.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ghosn.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it.